for the technical difficulties. As you know, this is Lauren's place, my place. I shouldn't be late, but I was. So you can throw Linden's at me. It's okay. I don't know how I sound. Is it okay? Is it
You sound fine.
modulated?
Voice is good. Voice is good.
Very good, very good. I wanted to tell you a very serious story. My neighbor was having problems with premature ejaculation. Now, this was affecting his marital relations with his wife, so he decided to go to the doctor. He asked the doctor, what could he do to cure his problem? The doctor says, when you feel the urge to ejaculate, try starting yourself. So, on the way home, the man went to a sports store and bought himself a starter pistol. All excited to try out this suggestion, he runs home to his wife. When he gets home, he is surprised and delighted to find his wife in bed, already naked. He's horny and eager to try out his new system that he doesn't think twice and leaps on board. They soon find themselves in the 69 position. Sure enough, only moments later, the man feels the sudden urge to come. Following the doctor's orders, he grabs the starter pistol off the bedside table and he fires it. The next day, the man goes back to the doctor. The doctor asks him, well, how did it go? The man says, just great, asshole. When I fired the pistol, my wife shit on my face, bit 3 inches off my dick, and my neighbor came out of the closet naked with his hands in the air. Oh, it's so good to hear the laughter. Oh, the smell of the crowd,
That's
the roar
good.
of the grease paint. You can't do without it, you know. Oh, another guy I know. He goes to the doctor complaining about elbow pain. The doctor tells him, okay, you need to give me a urine sample that I can test. The man complies, and the doctor takes the cup to a very strange machine and pours it in. After a few seconds, the machine prints out a sheet of paper. Now the doctor tells the man, well, it looks like you have tennis elbow. The man argues that there is no way it can be tennis elbow. The doctor informs him that his new machine is 99% accurate. Determined to fool the machine, the man goes home and has his daughter pee in a cup. Then he puts oil from his car in it, and then he jacks off in it. He takes it back to the doctor and tells him he's not feeling well and gives him the cup. The doctor puts it in the machine, and a few seconds later, the paper prints out. What does it say? Says the man. The doctor replies, well, a nigger got your daughter pregnant, your car needs an oil change, and if you don't start jerking off, you're never going to get rid of your tennis elbow.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yes. My other neighbor on the other side of me, okay? A woman in her 40s. She goes to a plastic surgeon for a facelift. The surgeon tells her about a new procedure called the knob, where a small knob is placed on the back of a woman's head and can be turned to tighten up her skin to produce the effect of a brand new facelift. Of course, the woman wanted the knob. Over the years, the woman tightened the knob and the effects were wonderful. She remained young-looking and vibrant. Oh, how could you beat this? After 15 years, the woman returned to the surgeon with 2 problems. All these years, everything has been working just fine. I've had to turn the knob many times, and I've always loved the results. But now, I've developed 2 annoying problems. First, I have these terrible bags under my eyes, and the knob won't get rid of them. Well, the doctor looked at her closely and said, those aren't bags, my dear. Those are your breasts. She said, well, I guess there's no point in asking about the goatee.
That's my joke in a different way, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not.
No,
I
that's
didn't
all right.
mean
It was
That's
you
all right.
told, it had a different ending.
Well, you know, some jokes get rewritten.
Oh,
they
yes.
get told. And sometimes even the old ones are good. You know, when you hear them,
Oh, yeah.
you know. I tell you, my wife is a lousy cook. How lousy is she?
How
I
lousy
tell you, I
is
don't
she?
think meatloaf should glow in the dark, you know?
No.
I thought I had the problem solved. I bought a pressure cooker. Now we eat off the ceiling. It's not easy in my house. You know, I tell you, my house, we pray after we eat. All right? You know, it ain't easy being me. You know, I get no respect. Man's best friend, my dog. He goes to the door and he whines. He wants me to go outside. Bastard. Yeah, and even we call him Catboy. In every room he leaves a pyramid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, what's the difference between a hog and a man? A hog doesn't have to sit in a bar and buy drinks all night just so he can fuck some pig. And that you can take to the bank. Well, knew this man once escaped from a prison where he was locked up for 15 years. He breaks into a house to look for money and guns. Inside, he finds a young couple in bed. He orders the guy out of bed and ties him to a chair. While tying the homeowner's wife to the bed, the convict gets on top of her, kisses her neck, then gets up and goes into the bathroom. While he's in there, the husband whispers over to his wife, "Listen, this guy is an escaped convict. Look at his clothes. He's probably spent a lot of time in jail and hasn't seen a woman in years. I saw how he kissed your neck. And if he wants sex, don't resist. Don't complain. Do whatever he tells you. Satisfy him no matter how much he nauseates you. This guy is obviously very dangerous. If he gets angry, he'll kill us both. Be strong, honey. I love you." His wife responds, "He wasn't kissing my neck. He was whispering in my ear. He told me that he's gay, thinks you're cute, and asked if we had any Vaseline. I was in the bathroom. Be strong, honey. I love you too." What is the definition of a perfect lover? A man with a 9-inch tongue who can breathe through his ears. Oh, why do women rub their eyes in the morning? Because they don't have balls to scratch. That's very logical, you know. Even the Vulcans know that one, you know. On their wedding night, the young bride approached her new husband and asked for $20 for their first lovemaking encounter. In his highly aroused state, her husband readily agreed. This scenario was repeated each time they made love for more than 30 years, with him thinking that it was a cute way for her to afford new clothes and other incidentals that she needed. Arriving home around noon one day, she is surprised to find her husband in a very drunken state. He explains that his employer is going through a process of corporate downsizing and that he will be let go. It is unlikely that at his age of 59, he'll be able to find another position that pays anywhere near what he's been earning, and therefore, they are financially ruined. Calmly, his wife hands him a bank book that shows more than 30 years of steady deposits and interest totaling nearly $1 million. Then she shows him 2 certificates of deposits issued by the bank, which are worth over $2 million, and informs him that they're one of the largest depositors in that bank. She explains that for more than 30 years, she has charged him for sex. These holdings had multiplied, and these were the results of her savings and investments. While faced with the evidence of cash and investments worth over $3 million, her husband is so astounded he can barely speak, but finally says, "If I'd had any idea what you were doing, I would have given you all my business." He was a good man, but a bad boy. My girlfriend walked into a bar, and as she was drinking, she notices a man sitting at the end of the bar, looking very despondent. So she goes over and asks him what's wrong. "I was married for 20 years, he says, "and tonight my wife walked out on me, saying she could no longer handle my desire for kinky sex." "What a coincidence," she says. "My husband left me for the same reason. Let's go back to my place and see what happens." When they get back to their place, she goes into the bedroom and lays out the dildos, the whips, and the fuck me underwear. And she goes back to the living room. She sees the man is leaving. "What happened?" she asks. "I thought we were going to have kinky sex." He says, "Hey, I fucked your dog and I shit in your pocketbook. I'm good." Oh, what's the best part about dating homeless women? You can drop them off anywhere. Oh, why do men fart more than women? Anyone know? Well, because women don't shut their mouths long enough to build up any pressure.
No.
Keep talking, keep flapping those lips, yeah. A guy goes into a pharmacy and says, I need some condoms for my 11-year-old daughter. The pharmacist says, your daughter is 11 and she's sexually active? The guy says, no. She just lays there just like her mother.
Approaching camera time.
Oh,
Yeah, time for camera. Yay!
camera. Oh, it's
Camera. Gotta get the
all right, one more quick one.
Yeah.
It's over. One more quick one.
Okay. A young lady goes to the doctor for a physical. Afterward, the doctor says, you're in perfect health, except for those abrasions on your knees. The woman says, oh, those are carpet burns from having sex doggy style. The doctor says, don't you know any other positions? She says, yes, but my dog doesn't.
Oh.
my God.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay,
Thank you for
man,
coming to the